just fine. Just fine. I'll wait till you all get here. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I'm here tonight to tell you the part in Lebanon history that the Studge family played. Begins in Georgia. My great-grandfather and his wife were Quakers, and they lived in Georgia. And in 1804, he decided to move the whole family into Warren County. He was a miller, and his brother was a miller, so they built their mills near the Little Miami River. And they had what they call Stubbs Mills Road and Stubbs Mills Town, so that tells you how they kind of took over the territory. In 1841, he was looking around. He was a very good businessman, and he saw this hotel for sale up here in Lebanon, so he decided to buy it. Well, he bought it in April and sold it the next month. Now, you have to remember that if you started riding from Cincinnati up here by coach, if you went down Montgomery Road, you stopped at the 20-mile roadhouse. And if you came up 4, you had to stop at the Century House. But if you came 42, you stopped up here at the Lebanon Hotel. He rebought the hotel. And when he did, he decided he put 3 new floors on it, which are now the 2 main dining rooms in the building. In the middle of 1780s, the railroad started coming through. So being a smart businessman, he put a whole new floor on the 4th floor on top of the hotel, because he knew the men had to have a bed to sleep in and some meals every day. I was born in 1877. He died just before I was born. When I was 5 years old, my sister was born, and 5 months later, my father died suddenly at the age of 32. So my Uncle Albert, who had taken over the hotel, came to us and he said, I'm going to redo the whole 4th floor, and you all can come and live with me and my wife and just be part of our family. 5 years later, my mother died, so my sister and I still lived there with him as he just took us into his family. In 1909, I married J.R. Kilpatrick. Now, J.R. was a very good, enterprising businessman, and he had the first motor car company in Warren County, and it was called the Kilpatrick French Motor Company. He had it in a building down on Broadway, and it was the only building that had a total cement floor. Guess what's there now? The Chocolate Turtle Candy Factory. That's the building. Nice to still have it here. Big difference from cars to chocolate, but it works anyway. In 1909, I married J.R. Then my uncle died in 1941, and we decided after 75 years we were going to sell the hotel. And we sold it to Olney Foreman, who named it the Olney Hotel. And it was shortly after that that my husband died in 1945, and I went to live with my only son. In the meantime, Mr. Olney had died, and his wife sold it to the Robert Jones family, and they named it the Golden Lamb. So that's how I'm tied into the history. I died in 1957, joined my family here. But there's a rumor that on the 4th floor, every now and then, in the back bedroom, you can hear a child's laughter.
Excuse us, folks, we have a car coming through.